Hey guys, it's Nikki and welcome back. Today when I'm talking to you, I hope that you can understand what I'm saying because I'm sick. That was a Mean Girls reference. Did you get it? Anyway, today I figured since fall is almost over and winter is coming, I can't let the season end before I do something pumpkin. So we're about to make it as literal as possible. Cake pumpkins. Mini cream cheese maple cake pumpkins to be exact. Here's what you'll need. 3 cups of flour, 2 cups of sugar, a cup of vegetable oil, 3 eggs at room temperature, a teaspoon of baking soda, teaspoon of baking powder, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1 can of pumpkin, cinnamon, pumpkin spice, cute little sprinkles, whatever you want to put on top, and a few Tootsie Rolls that are going to be the stems for our pumpkin. I'll put a link to the full recipe down below so that you can click that open if you want to. Now let's mix all this together and make our super awesome pumpkin cakes. The most important part of this whole thing is to have a mini bundt pan. And the reason you need this is because it's going to give you the shape of the pumpkin. You could bake it in a regular old muffin pan or whatever you want, but it's not going to look cool. We're going to start by whisking together all of the dry ingredients with the exception of the sugar. Add to the flour a teaspoon of cinnamon, 2 teaspoons of pumpkin pie spice, and then the rest of your dry ingredients. And now we're going to whisk it all together. Sometimes when you're working with just the dry ingredients, all of the flour can get everywhere, but I'm willing to whisk it. Next, we're going to beat together our sugar, eggs, and vegetable oil. Then you're going to add in your egg mixture, your dry ingredient mixture, and your can of pumpkin. Once you've got your batter all put together, you're going to grease your mini bundt pan really well so that your cakes just fall right out. Make sure you get all the little corners and all the little hidden doors in there. Then you're going to spoon it in there until it's about 2/3 of the way full. We've got our mini bundt cakes ready and we're going to bake them in the oven at 350 for 20 to 25 minutes. And in the meantime, we're going to whip up our cream cheese frosting. Once you're done with your frosting, we're just going to set it aside and then get all of our ingredients ready to make our maple glaze. The recipe for this one is also down below. Maple syrup, powdered sugar, bowl, fork. So as you can tell, this is super thick, but that's the way that we want it to be because it's going to go right on top of the pumpkins and we want it to stay there as opposed to liquidy drips all down the side. Now our bundt cakes are done, they're cooled, and we're going to get ready to carve them. I let these cool enough to the point that they'll pop right out just like Janet Jackson in Super Bowl of 2004. I make a lot of corny jokes. But as you can see, they come right out. There's our little pumpkin tops. And we're going to carve the tops right off. So with a sharp serrated knife or a cake leveler, we're going to take our little bundt cakes and cut off the top so that it's nice and flat. Don't cut yourself. Our nip tuck is now complete and we're ready to slap them together and make some pumpkins. So with a little spatula, you're going to take some of your frosting and spread it on one of the halves. But make sure when you spread it, you don't want it to be too thick and you don't want to cover the edges because once you stick them together, then the frosting is going to seep out and we want the edges to be kind of seamless. And then take your other half, line up the little marks on it, and stick it on there. And voila, you've got yourself a little pumpkin. And now we're going to add the glaze on top. First thing I like to do before I put the glaze on top is I put frosting in the little holes of the bundt cakes. More frosting really isn't a bad thing. So I put it in a pastry bag, but I didn't even bother to put a tip in there. I just cut the top off because we don't really need it to look that great. Squeeze it in there until it's filled right to the top. Now we're going to take our glaze and just pour it right on top. Kind of just let it fall there and then let it do its own thing as it reaches the edges. Now we've got our little drippy effect going on and you want to add your sprinkles to the glaze before it dries up. You got to get it before it dries or else you're screwed. And the last and final part is to add our little Tootsie Roll stems. Wrap them and then stick them right in the center. And there you have it. The cutest little cake pumpkins you've ever seen in your entire life. Remember though that you are what you eat, so prepare for a pumpkin-shaped body. But at least you'll look cute as a pumpkin. Thanks for watching, you guys. Don't forget to let me know what you thought and what else you'd like to see. Don't forget to subscribe to Nicki Bakes, and I'll see you guys next time.